Howdy folks! This morning we're going to go on a rock adventure. A couple weeks ago we were hiking on a trail that had a lot of quartz veins throughout the rock, nothing really of interest. But at one point we saw an area with a lot of sparklies in the veins where there was a little bit of a gap. So we weren't really set up to do any prospecting. So I took a rock or two that I could carry and I put a bunch off to the side of the trail. So what we want to do today is actually go back to that same spot, carry out what I found before, and actually dig around a bit and see what I can find. Most of the material was just kind of sparkly, crystally micro stuff, but I've been kind of bit by the micro bug, and also who knows, maybe we can find something that's of decent size. So what we're going to take today, I'm going to take definitely more of a substantial pack with a waist belt so I can carry a lot more weight. And the first time up we're gonna park a little closer than we did the last time we were hiking, so we know exactly where we're going to go. It's about 1.25 miles up to the spot, so what I'm thinking of is just making a beeline up there with just an empty pack and maybe a couple stuff sacks and plastic bags. So the plastic bags will kind of keep everything clean, and then I'll put it into a stuff sack, and that'll protect the pack, and then I'll put that into the pack. Maybe we'll take a couple smaller containers too for smaller material with some newspaper, and that's it. We're just going to make a beeline up, grab what I had stashed, come back down, and go from there. Now the second time up, we'll take all of our prospecting stuff. I'm going to take a rock hammer, a folding shovel, gloves, a scoop. That's plastic, so that's pretty light, and kind of my generic, actually I use this for gold panning quite a bit, but we'll have a magnifier, a bottle for keeping some really small samples, tweezers, and a brush. And my wife will be taking about the same thing, some gloves, actually a metal scoop that she can do a little more damage with, a pick, and her same kind of observation kit here with the brushes in the small bottle and a magnifier. So okay, we're going to get started this morning, and hopefully we'll definitely get some miles in going back and forth, but it should be a good day, and hopefully we can find the same spot. We're here at the trailhead, and we decided on a little change of plans. Got a little bit of road traffic noise here, but I was thinking of just running up there and getting some rocks that we had next to the trail, but I thought it was only 1 mile or 1.25 miles, and looking at my notes it's going to be 1.5 miles or longer, so we decided to take all of our prospecting gear up there, and along with some food and other hiking supplies, and try to hike it, bring everything out in one trip. So actually that might work better because I have my rock hammer with me, so we can maybe save some weight by breaking some material down and just taking smaller pieces. So come on, let's go! Good. Will it hold some rocks?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just guessing, according to my notes, that hiking this way is going to be about 1.5 miles. We didn't actually come this way the last time, but it's more direct. And I also have marked on there that my altimeter watch was at 3,360 feet. And right now we're at about 2,940 or so, so we're going to have to climb about 400 feet or so. Here's a plant that's actually the town nearby is named after. It's called Galax, and it's kind of a waxy leaf, and at one time it was a big deal for the florist industry. They used to pick a whole bunch of it and ship it out to florists, but I don't think it's in vogue right now. But here's a nice stand of it. It's kind of glossy looking, and these actually have some seed heads or flower stalks that look like they already flowered. I think they have a little white flower and have formed. Alright, heck with that, we got to go find some rocks. Alright, here's an interesting find. This is actually chicken of the woods or sulfur shelf mushroom. It's edible, and well, we got a whole bunch of it here. Some of this looks it's a little bit on the older side, but this is pliable enough to eat. So on the way down, we're gonna harvest some of that. Well, we're definitely going up now. According to my altimeter watch, we're at about 3,055 feet. We still have a ways to go, but we're definitely starting to climb. And we're also getting into some of the rocks that have the quartz veins through them. Let's see if there's some here nearby.
Is that good enough?
Yep, that's a good one. And you see this one is actually has the seam where it's been broken at the seam, and I don't know if you can see anything in this light, but there's definitely some sparkly microcrystals in there. Onward and upward. Alright, we're getting a lot of much more of the veins in most of the rocks here. Looks like we got some crystally stuff on the top here where it broke along a vein. So that's kind of cool. I'm going to take some of this material where it's split on a seam, and it has some nice little sparklies there. So that'll be easy to take off, and I won't have any of the matrix, at least the other matrix rock to worry about with weight. So I'm going to try to chip that right up. Cooperating with looks like the biggest sparkly, so there we go.
Oh, you got one.
That looks good. We did bring these cups and a little bit of newspaper. I have a feeling this stuff is pretty sturdy, so it's not probably not that delicate, but we'll kind of wrap them up. Stick another cup here with the lid. That'll be safe for hiking. Here's a piece of big hunk of quartz. Nothing special about it. Looks like it's changed under some pressure. All right, we're getting over a mile on the old pedometer here. So we should be getting close. According to the altimeter watch, it's 3,230 feet. So we have about a little more than 100 feet to go, maybe 150 at most. Those quartz veins are really predominant through the rocks for the most part here still. Well, this has been a beautiful day to hike. A bit rocky, but not a big deal. Having a good hike, M.A.?
Yes.
All right. There's a bunch of quartz veins in this big rock here, too. Uh-oh, I haven't been paying attention. I'm hoping we didn't pass it. Here's another nice sulfur shelf. Definitely not too old on that one. We were in this area a couple weeks ago, and the big thing was golden chanterelle mushrooms. They were really prolific. Here's another piece that was broken through the vein. Has some sparklies. So I'll go ahead and try to get some of the other rock off of here, just to save some weight. Who knows where it'll break. Will that help? Okay, this is actually where it broke. It's nothing euhedral. It's just all milky sort of quartz or quartzite. We took a lunch break last time too at a spot where I think I might have left a rock there. It was a really nice one that Melissa picked up that had a reddish yellow color to it with the crystals. So that'd be neat to be able to find that again. Alright, so apparently the walk was a little further than I just estimated. There's the big rock we're looking for on the left, and here's some of the rocks that I put aside. I guess I'm not surprised because we started seeing a whole bunch of stuff on our way here. So let's stop and poke around a bit. Well, here are the rocks that we had stashed, and actually they're not as interesting as some of the stuff that we picked up on the way up. But here's one that looks like it had a seam that split on its own. Here's one with a seam that looks interesting, so I'm kind of maybe hopeful, more interested in seeing what might be in there. This one I think I was able to split while we were up here last time. This one is just looks like a split and weathered one, and this one is one of the ones that had kind of some of the reddish color to it. There was actually a much nicer one that we lost last time we were here. Okay, we're going to poke around and maybe do some breaking on these too to make them a little easier to carry, and maybe see what's inside this one. Lunch break.
Whoa! I was wondering if that was just mold in there. Oh.
That could be good to have a shaker screen to go through this, huh?
Yeah. Oh, there's a rattlesnake plantain.
Yeah, I saw those. I was going to dig there, but I didn't want to disturb them. Oh, here's more of that red stuff I found one time. I was wondering what it was, but it was organic. Yeah, mineral. Most of what we're finding here is actually this sedimentary, looks like a sandstone. Kind of variations of colors, but the red, orange, even kind of yellowish stuff. Here's some other mushrooms, but these are poisonous, I believe. These have gills on the bottom, so they're not chanterelles. The gills don't really run down the stem, I don't think, here. And they're growing in clusters on dead wood, so they're not a shelf fungus, so they're not the sulfur shelf. They're not a chanterelle. I think what these are the jack-o'-lantern mushrooms, which you definitely don't want to eat. Actually, walking over to see those mushrooms, here's some wintergreen. It's actually very good to nibble on. Wish you could smell it on the camera, but you can't. Now we're going along these outcroppings, and there's a few rocks here with some veins you can bust apart. There's actually some interesting crevices and stuff in through here, but really hard to get to some things. Melissa found a nice piece. Sometimes it's hard to see stuff that's underneath the lichen and stuff through here, but you can definitely find some sparkly stuff underneath.
Look at this one.
Holy cow. It's right on the corner, huh?
That's big.
Hang on to it. Well, we're about ready to head on back.
That's good when the sun comes out because then you can see.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot to look at along this trail,
Yeah.
or this section. Well, we're almost back down. We're about 3,035 feet, so we should be coming up to the mushrooms again here shortly. All right, there's the mushrooms. Let's go get us a few of those. All right, we made it back to the road. We got ourselves some interesting rock samples. We'll see what they look like when we get back home. And we got us some good batch of mushrooms there, so we know what we're going to have on our pizza tomorrow.